Good morning, friends. Welcome back to another Vlogmas vlog. It is Monday, December 1st, so we are officially in December. We've got some snow on the ground, as you can probably see behind me, so I'm not looking forward to going into work. I woke up super early, like 6 a.m. early. I never get up that early, but that's what time I woke up, so you know, I'm up. Sirius is joining me this morning. Say hello, Sirius. I need to start getting myself ready for work. I've already had a snafu with editing the first vlog of Vlogmas. I went through the whole process of editing it over the weekend, rendering it, went to upload it this morning, and only 12 minutes of it uploaded, and there was some sort of error, so I'm now attempting to render it a second time to hopefully get it to work. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to re-edit it. No big deal. It's only supposed to go up like right now for members, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't have some sort of technical difficulty for Vlogmas, but I just thought I would say hello and kick this off. I need to start getting myself ready for work. Alright, friends, I am home from work and I am going to get into my advent calendar. It's December 1st, which means it's officially time. And this year I bought the advent calendar from Twinings, I think is how you say that. One of my favorite tea companies. You guys know how much I love tea. I decided to keep it super simple this year with just a basic, 24-day advent calendar, bags of tea. So we are looking for day one. I thought it would be good to do this right after work. That way, if the tea today is caffeinated, I have time to drink it and it won't keep me up all night. So I got this off of Amazon and here we go, day one. So today's tea is mango and pineapple, and it is caffeine free, so I could have it a little bit later if I wanted to, but I'm gonna have this right now. I've never tried this particular tea before, so hopefully it's good. And I'm gonna be having my tea in this mug that my sister got me for my birthday. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so my video is finally almost done rendering after over an hour. So, fingers crossed, I click the play button and it plays all the way through without any issues. Otherwise, I'm going to have to re-edit, render again for another hour plus, and get this video up much, much later than I originally intended. My plan was to have it up by like 6 a.m. so that my members would have a chance to watch it before everyone else. But here it is, almost 9. I have to leave for work, so fingers crossed this works. Friends, I thought I would share my outfit of the day with you. You saw me get ready a little bit. I spent entirely too much time on my hair for it to look this bad. I was trying to add some body and volume to it, and I don't know that I succeeded, but this is what it is today. I put on a little bit of makeup. My earrings, can you guys see? Let me turn you around. My earrings are super cute. They're from Walmart, and they're super lightweight. They look like they'd be heavy, but they are not. Turn you back around here. Sorry if I made you dizzy. My top is from Old Navy. It's just this little stripy sweater. As I've mentioned before, I love wearing stripes. I know they're not flattering, but whatever. I don't care. I love them. My jeans are... what are they? I can't remember right off the top of my head. I'll put it on the screen. And then I'm wearing my little leopard print flats, which I love. My feet are gonna freeze. We got more snow last night, but regardless, I'm going to work. Oh, I forgot to talk about my little bow necklace, which is from Amazon, I believe. Isn't that adorable? All right, I'm gonna spray on a little bit of perfume. Today I'm going to wear Solar Floor from Being Frenchy, which is definitely more of a spring scent, but it's my favorite, so I'm gonna wear that, and I'm headed off to work. I'm trying to figure out where to put you guys. I guess I'm just gonna hold you. So we are already at the point in Vlogmas where I feel like I'm a little bit behind, and I haven't gotten enough footage, and kind of questioning why I started this project in the first place. It is Wednesday. And yesterday I came home from work and pretty much just slept all afternoon, got up, had dinner, and then went back to bed. I told you guys I've been dealing with this just like exhaustion, and yesterday it all caught up with me and I just slept and slept and slept. So sorry about that, no footage from yesterday really to speak of. I didn't even open the advent calendar, so I'm gonna do that now. It's Wednesday morning. So I will open day 2 and day 3 right now. Maybe I'll make a cup of tea to go. I have to head into work. Hopefully I caught up on some sleep and I will be able to get a lot accomplished today. I have a busy day at work and my house is kind of a mess, so I want to spend some time cleaning and organizing it tonight. Austin has his first college tour tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. He applied and was accepted to 2 different colleges. I don't know if he intends to apply to any more or not, to be honest. I think he's pretty happy with where he got in, so we're gonna go tour one of them tomorrow, which I'm excited about, but it kind of takes up the whole day. So I want to try to get as much done as possible today. Hopefully, like I said, I got enough rest yesterday that I'll be caught up. But for now, let's go ahead and get into the advent calendar. And then I'm going to make a cup of tea and head into work. All right, so here we go. We first have, okay, well, I found day 3. That's up here, but let's do 2 first. Here. Okay, so day 2 is just a pure green tea, so a little bit of caffeine there, which might do me okay this morning. I typically have 1 cup of coffee a day, and that's it. Occasionally I will have a Coke Zero, but most of the time I buy those caffeine free as well. So this might be too much caffeine for me in a day, but Lord knows I slept enough. I shouldn't be tired, but still I am. Okay, day 3. Oh yes, Earl Grey, and this one's decaf. So I don't think I knew that they did a decaffeinated Earl Grey, but now that I know, I'm definitely gonna order some of these. Earl Grey is my favorite tea. I like Earl Grey, I like Lady Grey too, but the fact that it's decaf, this will do me just fine today. So I'm gonna go ahead and steep this up, take it with me to work. I'll save the green tea for another day. Hi friends, happy Thursday. Welcome back to my bathroom. I apologize for the very bare background and the little bit of echo that you're hearing, but I thought I would just chat with you a little bit while I get myself ready. We have Austin's college tour today, which is so exciting. I can't believe that he is old enough to be looking at colleges already. It's insane to me because I swear to God, he was like 5 years old a minute and a half ago. But I mentioned earlier in the vlog that he applied and was accepted to a couple of colleges. We are going to tour one of them today. And of course it is the coldest day of the year. They're talking about like single-digit temperatures later. And I imagine we're gonna be outside touring like the outside of the campus, walking to and from buildings and stuff. So it's gonna be pretty darn cold, but we'll make it. So I'm just kind of getting myself ready. I should really wash my hair because I put in all that product trying to hold the curl the other day when I curled it. And it's feeling a little gross, but I think I'm just gonna end up keeping it like this, pulling it back. It's gonna be so cold and windy and stuff anyway. So I'm just gonna put on a little bit of makeup, but I need to do my skincare first. And I thought while I was here, I would just talk you guys through my skincare routine. I don't know if anybody cares. One of the focuses that I've had for my goal setting has been to find and perfect my skincare routine, and I feel like I've got it pretty well established now, so I thought I would just share the products with you really quickly and talk you through the steps, at least of my AM skincare. My AM skincare is pretty much always the same. The nighttime routine changes day to day depending on what I'm going for, but the morning routine pretty much stays the same every single day. All right, and so here I have my products. I always start out with this Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist. It's a hyaluronic acid and oat mist. It's almost gone. I've used up quite a bit of this. I was using like a milky toner from Thayer's, which I actually really like that as well, but this is easier because it's a spray. So I always start here and just give my face a base layer of hydration. Feels nice. It helps wake my skin up. And then I go in with my vitamin C serum. So this is from e.l.f. It's a vitamin C and E and ferulic serum. It just helps the glow factor of my face. It's supposed to help with dark spots and stuff. So I go in with that next. The only thing I don't love about this is the little dropper. It sometimes gets stuck and then I have to just like pour it into my hand. So that's not my favorite. I don't know if I just got a bad one or what, but that's not ideal. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on next. And it really does help a lot with giving my skin a little bit of a glow. And smells really good. Of course, it's very important that you use sunscreen when you're doing vitamin C serum, but I'm a stickler for sunscreen, so that's not a problem. Under my eyes, I've been using this Ocean Eyes from Osea or OC. This I got in a FabFitFun box. I don't know that I would have bought it for myself, like just going through a store and seeing it, but it's supposed to be really hydrating. It's a hydrating gel serum, addresses visible signs of aging around the eyes, including the look of fine lines and crow's feet. I don't know if it really does anything, but it feels really nice and soothing under there. So that's why I use it. Just feels nice. It's got a little rollerball applicator, so there's that. And then while all of that kind of sinks into my face, I go ahead and do my Necessaire Neck Serum. I love this stuff. It's very expensive. I don't know that it really does anything, but it feels nice on my skin, and it's just like a little bit of a luxurious thing. That is an item that I purchased the first time when I very first started working and running our business. That was sort of like my spoil yourself first, like real paycheck purchase, and I find myself consistently getting it again, even though it's really expensive. A lot of times they offer it as like a free gift with a purchase. I love Necessaire products, so it's not necessary, but it feels nice, and like I said, it's a little bit bougie. So there's that. I always try to go back and forth between my skincare, my hair, or getting dressed or whatever to give each of the steps a chance to really sink into my skin. So I'm doing this a little bit faster than I normally would. It'll be fine for today. So that's basically it. Sometimes I will pile on some hyaluronic acid serum or some other serums and stuff, but a lot of times I save that for a night and I just keep the basic daytime stuff simple so that if I'm layering makeup on top, it's not like pilling and getting all gross. So that's that. And then I go in with my moisturizer. This is the step in my routine that I've changed up the most. Every time I run out of a moisturizer, it seems like I try something new. I've never really found my perfect AM moisturizer. Right now I'm using the La Roche-Posay Toleriane Double Repair Face Moisturizer. This feels really nice. I like something that's a little bit thinner, more serum-y. I've used a lot of like water gels in the past. I don't like a super thick ointment during the day. This one is pretty silky, so get this put on. I have very dry skin, so moisturizing is very important. Otherwise I get little flakes on my forehead. I'm talking to you guys like I know what I'm talking about. I really don't have any idea. I'm just do the best with the information that I have. So that's my moisturizer. And then, like I said, I usually give that like 15 minutes to sink into my skin. And then I will go in with my sunscreen, which is the same one I've been using for years. It's the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen, SPF 40. This is a really nice, like silicone-y feeling sunscreen. It acts as a really nice base for my makeup. I don't find it pills up or gets gross. It doesn't leave any kind of white cast or anything on my skin. So this is the one that I like. I have tried the e.l.f. dupe of this and I still like this one better. So it's expensive, but this is obviously the most important part of the skincare routine. So I'm gonna give my moisturizer a little bit of a chance to sink in before I put this on. So I will do that off camera, but that is the gist. Pretty basic AM skincare routine. Like I said, I tend to get a little bit more involved at night with different actives and different things on different days, but the AM routine is pretty basic. If it's too many steps, I won't do it. So I try to keep it pretty simple. And there you have it. Hi friends, happy Saturday. I did not vlog yesterday. There wasn't really anything to share with you. I've been spending a lot of time just hanging out, which is not very exciting to watch. I don't know that today's gonna be much different. I am just working on getting my January worksheets designed. I have some other admin stuff to do. I'm gonna add a couple of tasks to my Kanban board, which I guess I could show you guys. I created a little desktop Kanban board. Did not come up with this idea at all. I actually stole this idea from Lakin from Plan with Lakin. She did this exact same setup. I literally went to her page and purchased the same board that she used and everything because it just seemed like the perfect solution for me for my project planning. So you guys know, if you've been watching me for any length of time, that I have got to write things down or I forget them. So I am constantly writing to-do lists, using planners, that sort of thing. For a long time I had a big calendar, like whiteboard. I ultimately took that to work because it functions better in the office for like our work stuff, but I was really missing that ability to look at a calendar or whatever and see what I've got going on at a glance. But the problem with the calendar was that, you know, if something changed, I had to like cross it out and rewrite it again. So the Kanban board seemed like a great idea. So I have it here. I just purchased this acrylic board. I will link it down below in case you want to do something like this. I'm showing you the back of it because I don't want you to see the things I have written on my sticky notes, because I've got some things that are like in the works that I'm not ready to talk about yet. But essentially you have a section for, you can use it any way you want. The way I've been using it is things that need to be done, things that are in progress, things that are done. So on the left, I write down all of the sticky notes for things that I know that I want to accomplish. I've been doing it mostly like a month at a time. I could do it for less time than that. For December, it worked out. I didn't have so many items that it overwhelmed the board. So I was able to put like all of the things I want to get done in December on here. I color coded my sticky notes. So like pink would be YouTube things, green would be more like personal stuff, office stuff gets a different color, that sort of thing. And I just write the sticky notes down. I keep them pretty vague, so obviously if a project has multiple steps or multiple things I need to do, I don't write each of those steps out on a separate sticky note because I'd have 800 sticky notes and that's just not good for trees. But essentially each project or each thing I want to get done gets its own sticky note. It goes in the section to do, in progress, done, whatever. And then when I go to work on that project, so for example, each of these sticky notes is a video I want to film. So when I'm ready to work on said video, I will take that sticky note, move it to the in progress section. Sometimes this middle section I think of more along the lines of like this week, things I'm working on immediately, not like future projects. And then if I need to, I can always break it down further in a little to-do list, which I often do. But this just helps me see what I've got going on, what I still need to do versus what I've already kind of started on. I really like seeing the end result with all the sticky notes moved to finished because I'm a really visual person, much the same way I like to like check off something on a to-do list. I like getting the check mark. I like seeing what I've completed. So moving things to the done column is really, really satisfying to me. A lot of times I feel like I'm not being as productive as I should be, or I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but being able to see like all of the things that I did get done, is really rewarding for me. So that's my little Kanban board. So I'm working on that today. Like I said, I am showing you the back. I just didn't want to give away too many details on the things I have in progress. I like this too because it sits up on my desk, but I can move it around if I need to, right? Like if I hung something on the wall, like a calendar, it would just be stationary and it would be stuck there. This I can take with me if I want to work elsewhere or whatever. So I'm working on my Kanban board today. I'm working on getting my planner filled out for the upcoming week, writing a little to-do list, figuring out everything I've got going on today. Like I said, I'm working on my worksheets and I want to start editing this video. So essentially I'm just taking some admin time right now. I'm gonna work on this for a little bit and then after a while, I need to get dressed and ready. We're actually going to the Apple store today. We are an Android family, or at least we were. Austin has really expressed to us that he wants to try an iPhone. All of his friends use iPhones. He's got his reasons. So I think we're gonna get him an iPhone for Christmas. We were trying to order it online, but it was giving us a hard time with like connecting his carrier to the phone we wanted, so we're gonna go in store, I think, pick it out. I think we're gonna get him a iPhone 17. We really know nothing about iPhones, and we basically told him like, we'll get you an iPhone if that's what you really want, but we can't help you if anything goes wrong with it, like you're on your own, because we are completely unfamiliar with the Apple ecosystem. But he really wants it. He's actually expressed to us for the last couple of years that he wants to try an iPhone, so we're gonna get him an iPhone for Christmas. So that's gonna be his big gift. It's very expensive. He was needing a new phone anyway, so we would have had to get him a new phone. Even the Samsungs now are pretty pricey, so it's not, we weren't doing Android phones because they were cheaper, just that that's what we started out with. We really like Samsung smartphones, but he wants to try an iPhone. So we're gonna head to the iPhone store in a little bit, or the Apple store, and we're gonna get him that. He's very excited. Okay, it is now Sunday. My original plan for Vlogmas was to vlog kind of Monday through Saturday and take Sundays off from vlogging to edit my video and get it all ready and prepped for an upload on Monday. However, I have not filmed very much at all this week, so I need some extra footage. So we're gonna go ahead and vlog a little bit today. It would be the absolute perfect day to stay inside, curl up with a blanket, and just stay cozy. We have the most idyllic, beautiful snow gently falling down. Really, really beautiful. Unfortunately, we have to go out. So I'm actually kind of hoping that, oh yeah, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it. Doesn't look like it. I'll overlay some footage. But yeah, it's really, really beautiful out. But we do have to go out. We were supposed to go to, there's Eric, by the way. Say hi, baby.
Hi.
They could kind of see you. He did not go hunting this weekend, which was lovely to have him home. What was I saying? Oh, we did not end up going to the Apple store yesterday. Time got away from us, so we're gonna go today. Hopefully the snow will, you know, stop and we can get out, because we also have to go to Lowe's and run a few other little errands. I scared the hell out of my family this morning by I don't know if I stood up too fast or what, but I got super dizzy and actually fell over and really startled everybody. So everybody's kind of like keeping an eye on me today. I feel totally fine. I'm fine. It just scared them a lot. So that happened. So we're getting a little bit of a later start even than we originally wanted to. So we got to get moving. We're going to go to, like I said, Lowe's and the Apple store. And oh my gosh, I'm getting a million notifications. We just got a package. This clip is terrible. My apologies. Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna do that. We're gonna then come home and work on getting the house cleaned up because it's a bit of a mess. And I got some laundry to catch up on. I've already got my sheets in the washer. So, you know, it's gonna be a combination of errands and productivity today since we were kind of lazy yesterday. All right, friends, so we've had yet another change of plans. While we were getting ready to go and run our errands, I started not feeling so great again, started to feel a little bit dizzy again, and Eric put his foot down and he said, "You're not going anywhere." He insisted that I just stay home and rest and not do any chores and not do anything productive, just relax while he goes out and runs the errands that need to be run. He said once he gets home, we will tackle cleaning up together. For now, he just wants me to rest. I think I really scared him this morning when I fell or whatever. I didn't lose consciousness or anything like that. I didn't pass out. I just got dizzy and lost my footing. But he's really worried about me. So I'm going to do what he said and I'm just going to rest. But I want to do something with this time that he's gone besides just lay around and watch TV because I feel like that's all I do these days. I do have Bless Jess pulled up on my TV to keep me company while I work on some things. But I decided since I'm home, he just wants me resting, I'm going to work on some hobby things. I've mentioned in a couple of vlogs that I wanted to share some of my new hobbies with you guys, and this seems like as good a time as any to do it. He got me all set up before he left with my little lap desk here. This I got from Walmart, and it's really nice because when I'm doing my hobbies, I really should be sitting at my desk or sitting at the table or something, but it's just a lot more comfortable to like sit back on the couch so I can do all my hobbying but still have a flat surface to work on. So I've got this, and he brought me several things. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, so he brought me everything so that I would have it here within an arm's reach. So why don't I go ahead and share that stuff with you. So he brought me out my jewelry making supplies. I have really been into making jewelry lately. This has been like one of the main hobbies that I've started that actually is like working out really well for me and is sticking. Truthfully, my hobby as of late has been collecting hobbies. I've been trying out a lot of different things, just something to do with my hands besides like scroll on my phone, right? So the jewelry making thing, I have a lot of supplies here. I'm trying to show you guys. So first of all, I have this little tower organizer where I have a lot of beads, crimp rings, crimp beads, that sort of thing. This little organizer works really well because it comes apart, so I can just unclip the clips and take just one section with me if I want, or I can take multiple sections, so this is really nice. And like I said, this is storing some of my extra beads, a lot of my little supplies, and inside each one there's a bunch of these little things that come out individually. So like this is some little jump rings, I've got some earring hooks, some little beads. I know the lighting is not great for this, but they're all kind of organized in here. It's really nice. I can just take this little tower around the house with me. Like I said, I don't necessarily love sitting at the island or the table or my desk because it gets uncomfortable after a while. So I could just take it here on the couch, or I could take it and work on it in bed, or, you know, whatever. So that is that. And then in this tote bag, I have everything else. So I have all of my beads, and I've collected quite a bunch of them. I'll share some of those with you. I've got all of my tools and everything in here. So the beads that I got most recently, 90% of my beads are from Amazon or from Hobby Lobby. The ones I got most recently are these little rondelle glass beads in the different colors. I really like the different packs from Amazon because all of the beads kind of, you can mix and match. They're all like the same color tone. So I've got those. I have these guys, just little round glass beads. I got this glass bead mix, which I got from Hobby Lobby on sale. I have these little pearl style beads. I've got a lot of beads. And then in this bag here, I have all of my tools, my various, you know, cutters, and I've got these. What are these called? These are the little things that you can use to twist wire. I can never remember what these are called, but these are a lot of fun to work with. Got a whole bunch of stuff in here, and then I've got a bunch of wire for jewelry making in here, so that's all of that. I've amassed quite a few supplies. Like I said, my hobby lately is collecting hobby things. I got a bunch of other beads. I have this little mix of beads that I got from Amazon, which is fun. There's some letters and some more summery style beads in here. And then I have this little beadsmith beater on the go. Just helps you like measure out your wire or string or whatever. So that's kind of been the hobby that I've been most consistent with. I've been making a ton of things. Some more pearls here. I've got quite the collection. I've made a lot of really beautiful jewelry pieces, and it's fun because they're functional. I can wear them or I can gift them. I'm actually considering making some necklaces for some of the women in my extended family for Christmas. And it's just a lot of fun. It gives me something to do with my hands. And, you know, it's like a creative outlet. So that's the hobby that I've kind of consistently been working on the most, I would say, and the one that I've gotten the most joy out of. But it's not the only hobby I picked up. I think I've shown in videos before my little journaling setup here. So I have this journal from the brand Buke on Amazon. I've shared these journals with you guys for sure before. I love them. I think they're so beautiful. But this one in particular, I've been using to do some just basic journaling. I really like journaling about what's going on in my life and adding little photos from my photo printer, which I absolutely love. So this is a little HP sprocket printer. You just connect it to Bluetooth from your phone and you can print out pictures. And the paper that you print out on has a sticker on the back, so you can just peel the backing off and stick it anywhere you want. That is another hobby I've really been enjoying. Journaling is really good for my mental health, and then doing the pictures and stuff with it just feels a little bit more creative. So I've been doing that. What else did he bring out here for me? He brought all my coloring supplies. So you guys know how much I love fun pens and markers and stuff. This time last year, I got this big set of alcohol markers. You guys remember when it was like the huge trend on TikTok for everybody to be coloring? That definitely is what piqued my interest originally, but I've always been into adult coloring. For years and years, I did adult coloring with colored pencils. I still have a lot of colored pencils and markers that I use for, you know, various art projects. I'm not super artistic in like creating things from scratch. My son Robert is a true artist. He can draw and he can paint and he can do all sorts of amazing things. I did not acquire that gene for sure, but I do like to be creative in this way. Like I do enjoy coloring. Just, you know, I've got my various coloring books here, so that's a really nice kind of mindless activity. I can sort of tune out the world and work on that. So I've got that I can work on while I'm gone, or while Eric's gone. I've got this little Harry Potter adult coloring book I can use as well. And then the other thing that he brought out for me is just my planner. You guys know how much I love working in my planner, helping to keep myself organized and whatnot. So I've got that I can work in as well. And, you know, if I spend an hour or two working on some hobbies, before I know it, Eric will be home and then we can tackle the rest of our day. So these are not all of the hobbies that I've been kind of playing with and attempting as of late. These are kind of the ones that have stuck. I've also tried origami in the past, which wasn't really for me, but it was fun to try out. I bought a crochet kit, which I have not yet been brave enough to try because I tried to learn crochet when I was younger. My mom was really heavy into like knitting and crocheting. She tried to teach me. However, she was left-handed and I am right-handed, so she always had a hard time like showing me what to do, only opposite, like with the various stitches and stuff. So I haven't been quite brave enough to test that out, but I do have that. My aunt and my cousin are really heavy into diamond painting and they keep telling me I need to try that. I have tried it a little bit here and there with them, but I haven't bought like my own kits to try, so that's something I'm considering. I know right now there's a lot of people doing like embroidery and cross stitch and all of that sort of thing. I think we are all right now trying to find things to do besides just scroll on our phones and watch the news and be horrified at everything going on in the world. So those are all of my hobbies. That's my little hobby section of this vlog. I'm gonna go work on making some jewelry. I think that's where I am led today. So I'm gonna work on that, put Blush Jess back on so she can keep me company while I do it. I will link her channel down below if you're interested in checking her out. And yeah, before I know it, Eric will be back home and then we can kind of tackle the rest of our day. All right, so I am working on kind of laying out my beads and kind of figuring out what I want to do. I think I definitely want to work with these little rondelle beads, these purple ones. I've already got this going. It's probably not going to focus. I went ahead and got my little crimp bead put on and all of that and got started. I think I want to do gold hardware and various shades of purple, maybe blue. So I pulled out all of my different purple toned beads. I've got these. I've got all of my rondelles here. I've got this little set that I got from Hobby Lobby that's got some purple ones in there that I might use. And I think I'm just going to work on a little purple number. These are really pretty, these ones here. So I'm just going to kind of work on this. I find this so relaxing. The only part that I don't love is working with the crimp beads and kind of trying to feed everything back through itself at the end. That's really difficult with my vision. But otherwise, I really love this hobby. All right, so here is the progress that I have made. I have finished my necklace. I did this sort of purple and gray two-toned situation. Made it a little bit longer, I think, than was necessary, so it's going to be a little bit longer on me. But I've got it all finished, except I need to add a couple of jump rings and a little lobster claw for the end. But I did the hard part, crimping the end and feeding the bit of wire back through the beads. That's always the hardest part for me. So I did finish that. I just have to attach the closure, but it looks really good. I just did these little like pinky purple seed beads between each of the rondelles, and I think it looks really cute. So I've got to get all of these little seed beads that I have left over put away. I pulled out a little empty container here to do that, and then I gotta get all this stuff put away. I pulled out all of these beads and then ultimately only ended up using like 2 or 3 different ones, but I'm very happy with the way it turned out. All right, so my necklace is all finished. I managed to get the little lobster claw on the end. Doesn't look super great, the clasp, but you don't see that anyway. It's back behind me, so there we go. I think it's really cute. I'm definitely gonna make more in this color scheme to kind of layer with it, but for now, this is it, and I love it. So much fun. So speaking of hobbies, one of my favorite ways to pass the time is with video games. I've been a video game lover pretty much my entire life, and recently I decided I was going to buy a retro PlayStation. We had a PlayStation that still worked for years and years and years. We still have a lot of our old consoles. We have a Nintendo 64, a GameCube, that sort of thing. But our PlayStation, you know, after a zillion years, quit working. So I decided to buy a new one. It's not new, it's pre-owned. And a copy of my favorite video game from when I was a child. The game has not arrived yet, but the console is here. So I thought we could unbox it together. So here's the controller. It is a wired controller. How about that for a blast to the past? It looks like it's in pretty good condition, all things considered. So it came with a controller and all of the hookups. I had to buy a special adapter to make it be able to work with my TV because my TV does not have the RCA port or whatever this is. So I got that. And here it is, this relic. Oh my gosh. So nostalgic right here. And now I gotta wait for Eric to get home so he can hook it up and make sure it works. But I'm very excited about this. All right, my friends, well, it is the end of the night now, and I am gonna put the sheets on my bed because I washed them earlier and then totally forgot about them. They're still in the dryer. Came in here to lay down to go to bed and realized, oh, I still have to make the bed. That's the worst. But anyways, we had a really good day overall. We were able to get all of our errands done, or Eric was anyway. And then he came home and he made biscuits and gravy for us for dinner with bacon, and it was really delicious. I played some of my retro PlayStation, which was super fun. And now I'm gonna make the bed and get some sleep. I'm gonna have to edit this video in the morning. Tomorrow's Monday, the day this video is going up, so I'm definitely pushing my luck with that. Hopefully the edit goes well, but I hope you liked this video. If you did, will you please give it a thumbs up? Don't forget to subscribe. Lots more videos coming throughout December for Vlogmas. I will see you guys real soon. Bye.